an empty space.
Well, it is, you do what's practical for yourself. You need to take care of yourself, that's for sure. We all have very busy lives. So tonight's topic, so welcome everybody, is enjoying summer fun without the summer nasties. And I'm Linda Simon. I'm director of Fit to Live Today. And I'm definitely an outdoor girl. So I love Minnesota, but there are times the mosquitoes and ticks and everything kind of get to you. So tonight's about some suggestions on how to improve all that. So what we're covering tonight is why you should reduce toxic chemicals in your summer arsenal. And I'm going to suggest some natural health products and recipes for summer. And you'll even get some recipes for natural lawn care. I'm very big into the environment, and whatever we use in our homes and put on our skin, and it will end up in your body and also in the environment, in your lakes and rivers. So that's really important. And then have some fun times this summer. I'm going to suggest some healthy summer beverages and food. So Dr. Samuel Epstein, he said the harmful chemicals that you apply to your skin are much more toxic and pose greater cancer and other risks than if you eat them. And he studies, he's the former chair of Cancer Prevention Coalition. Here, let's see my slide to move here. Hang on a moment. Move things. There we go. We are full of toxic overload, and another doctor, Don Colbert, he wrote a book called Toxic Relief. He says that every day we are exposed to thousands of toxins, and they're slowly accumulating in our bodies. In fact, the average American adult has anywhere between 400 and 800 chemicals stored in their bodies, and the exposure to these toxins in your air, water, food supply has been linked, and personal care, by the way, linked to depression, attention deficit disorder, schizophrenia, and a lessened ability to handle stress. What's even scarier is that newborns are exposed to 200 to 300 chemicals by birth. So whatever the mother ingests, puts on her skin, it ends up in the baby. So young women, I highly recommend, need to reduce their toxic exposure if they're planning on having children. We do not want our babies starting their life with a toxic overload. And did you know that it only takes 26 seconds for chemicals that are in your personal care products, whatever you put on your skin, to enter your bloodstream? So you want to really look at what's in your products. The Center of Disease Control has found a direct link between petrochemicals and breast cancer. And yet they're in many of our personal care products and cosmetics. And guess what's in your sunscreen? Here's some of the sunscreen nasties. Laboratories show that several sunscreen chemicals mimic hormones and disrupt your hormonal system. And some research on animals suggests that oxybenzone and other sunscreen chemicals can be toxic to your reproductive systems or interfere with normal development. And oxybenzone is in most sunscreens. 2 European studies have detected sunscreen chemicals in mother's milk, indicating that the developing fetus and newborns are already being exposed to these substances. And the most problematic of the sunscreen chemicals used in the US is oxybenzone, and it's found in nearly every chemical sunscreen. The Environmental Working Group recommends that consumers avoid this chemical because it can penetrate the skin, cause an allergic reaction, and again, disrupt your hormones. So investigations of human populations suggest a link between higher concentrations of oxybenzone and its metabolites in the body, increased risk of endometriosis and lower birth rate in daughters. And so this is kind of a good saying. You know, they always say you are what you eat, but you're also what you put on your skin and in your hair. So what are some alternative to toxic chemicals? And I suggest using pure, authentic essential oils. And here's why. If you look at the SPF of essential oils, Look at carrot seed oil. It is 30 to 40 SPF. So it's a strong sunscreen. Raspberry seed oil is 28 to 40. So you could make your own natural sunscreen using 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And don't worry about these, writing all this down, because I give you handouts and the recipes will be in there. 1 tablespoon shea butter, 1 tablespoon avocado oil. So all of these are also really good for your skin. Half teaspoon sesame oil and aloe vera, and then 30 drops of carrot seed oil. Or you could do 15 drops of carrot seed and raspberry seed oil. Now I've done this and I'm going to make a suggestion. I would also add a couple drops of lavender oil because it's very soothing. And carrot seed sounds like it would be a really nice aroma, and it's not. And raspberry seed is just not a good smell. And so I prefer using just the carrot seed oil because that does not go rancid, where I tried it before also with raspberry seed oil, and that tends to go rancid. It's a fatty oil. So I recommend using the carrot seed oil, and it's very simple to do. Now, if you're not into DIY, these products I think are excellent. This mineral sunscreen lotion has got an SPF of 50, and then the lavender after sun spray, sometimes we get a little too much sun, that is great for you. So these products are made by Young Living, and I highly recommend the after sun spray, especially if you have little kids and they get too much sun, because you don't have to touch it. But you could also use lavender oil with olive oil if you've been have some sunburn. But I really like their sunscreen. It blends in well. There is no toxic ingredients whatsoever. It's been dermatologist tested, and it's hypoallergenic. It's very cooling. So it's a great one. It doesn't have any toxic chemicals or nanoparticles. So I think that's really a healthy one for you. If you want to make your own sun spray, this is very simple. You just take a half cup of witch hazel, 2 tablespoons of aloe vera gel, 10 drops of lavender, and 10 drops of peppermint, and then you just put it in a 4-ounce spray bottle, shake it, and then apply it generously to the skin that needs cooling. So this is a great after sun. It's very simple to make. So the reason why I like Young Living sunscreen, there's no toxic chemicals in it. It's nanoparticle free, and I'm kind of shocked. I'm very conservative, I guess. Things have to be shown that they're safe to me, and there just isn't enough research done in nanoparticles and how they will affect us. And very important too is the environment. So this sunscreen is reef safe. So you could swim in the oceans, in your lakes, and not worry about damaging aquatic life. So, what you choose to use in your home makes a difference, not only for your own health and your family's health, but the health of the planet. And so I choose to vote with my dollar. So summertime, it can be a little rough on your skin, I think. And these are some great products just as a suggestion. I don't know if you're like me, but wintertime when my legs are covered up all the time, I don't shave that regularly. But in the summer, I do. And I really like this Mira shave oil. It's very nice. Just makes your skin feel silky afterwards, too. And the Cellulite Magic Massage Oil is also very good because we're want our skin to look a little better, and that works well. And if you really want to, you can add some additional grapefruit oil or cypress oil, because that actually helps detox the skin, also improves the circulation, and so makes your skin even nicer. And then for a really wonderful thing to treat yourself, the coconut lime replenishing body powder is just great to make that skin soft and smooth. So let's talk about some other nasties. We've talked about a little bit about sun and how to take care of ourselves. By the way, the mineral sunscreen is good for 80 minutes. And then if you go in the water and stuff, for all sunscreens, you should reapply. So now let's talk about ticks. Like I said, I'm an outdoor girl. I like to walk in the woods. I'm and I don't want to give that up. But I'm probably paranoid about Lyme's disease because I got it once, and it took me a year to get all my energy back. I couldn't believe it. But so I've kind of looked into this, and I use these products. In fact, the one time I got the Lyme's disease, I had gone hiking with my friends in the woods, and I left my insect repellent and my tick spray in their car, and I thought, I'll be good for one weekend. I won't need it. And wouldn't you know it, I got bit by a deer tick that. So never again. But I've had a lot of people say, well, can't I just wear treated clothing? And my friend would put a treated scarf around her dog's neck to keep ticks away. So let's look at that. According to the Centers of Disease Control, clothing and gear treated with 0.5% permethrin, it's a registered pesticide, may be good way to prevent tick bites. So it could help, all right? However, testing indicates that permethrin treated clothing provides a higher level of protection from ticks than repellents applied to skin. But there is concern. It's a neurotoxic, meaning it affects your brain and your nervous system. And the EPA has classified it as a likely human carcinogen, meaning it causes cancer. And it's highly toxic to the environment, especially to fish and other aquatic life. And it's something I would certainly avoid. Factory treated clothing, it's unlikely to pose a significant or acute chronic hazard, which includes toddlers, pregnant women, and nursing mothers. However, things do accumulate in your body. And so I think there are much better choices than this that are safer, that aren't cancer causing or can cause allergic reactions. So what are some other things? Well, what's an effective alternative to DEET? You know, DEET is outlawed in the European Union, and research shows that essential oils of eucalyptus and lemon are an effective alternative to DEET. And then cinnamon oil kills mosquitoes larvae and has a great potential as a natural pesticide. So that is something you might want to look at. Here's some alternatives to nasty bug spray, and these are totally non-toxic. As I said, I like to be outdoors. We have a cabin, woods, lake. Mosquitoes are there, and I have found this to be a terrific insect repellent. It really works well. And they also have them in wipes, and those wipes are compostable. So when I travel, if I'm, I'll throw a bunch of insect repellent wipes in my suitcase, but I also have the insect repellent at the cabin or at home. And another good thing, if we all are familiar with citronella candles, well, if you diffuse, let's say you're having people over, you can use diffused citronella in your yard, on your patio, and that will help in a non-toxic way keep mosquitoes away. But I highly recommend this insect repellent. It's definitely the best I've ever used. So these wipes are great. And then again, you can diffuse essential oils to help keep the bugs away. Another thing that you might want to diffuse is purification. I found that's a good one too. It is good in your house because it freshens your air and eliminates odor. So this is a great alternative to those toxic plug-ins and Febreze, but you can definitely be outside with it. And if you have pets, you can add it to their, they have an animal sense ointment that is great, and make their own little tickling thing, or excuse me, mosquito. Now you can also make your own outdoor spray, which, let's keep our sanity during the summer, because we all know when mosquitoes are really bad, it really takes away our fun. So this is a nice one. And again, they will be in your handout, so you don't have to worry about writing this down. 2 ounces of witch hazel and distilled water, and then 20 drops of thieves, lemon, rosemary, and citronella, each of those. And then again, you put it in a 4-ounce glass spray and bottle, and then just shake before each use. Now, one thing I want to warn you, citrus oils are make you more photosensitive. So be careful. Like if you have a little bit of a tan on, you're probably okay. If you're a person who burns easily, then I would wait a little bit before you go outside if you're spraying it somewhere where the sun hits. So we talked a little bit about essential oils, and quality really matters in your health products. And I used to train manufacturing companies on quality systems, and it really doesn't matter what they say. Everybody claims to have good quality. But when I research out a product or product line, I actually call the company and ask questions about their quality system, because that is the only thing that will ensure consistent quality. And Young Living's quality system is called Seed to Seal. And I'm really impressed with it because they have quality procedures for every step of the manufacturing process. And so it starts with choosing the best seeds. Cultivation, they don't use any pesticides whatsoever. They even hand cultivate. So I don't like pesticides. So they're all organic plants. Pesticides have hormone disrupting chemicals on them. And they have their own farms and partner farms, so they have a control over the quality process. And then distilling is a science in itself. To get the best quality oil, each plant is different. They have a different temperature, length of time, and pressure that they need to be distilled at. So you need to know the science behind that and make sure it's done well. A lot of companies distill too quickly because it's cheaper to do it that way, but then you don't get the high quality oil that can help protect you and your health. And then you should be testing throughout all these procedures. So they also do part of their quality system that really impresses me is that they do sustainable farming and sourcing practices, and that's built into their quality system. So they're measuring that that's being done. Like I said, they have hand weeded fields and a zero use of pesticides. They also make sure that everything meets these standards, so they have the full therapeutic qualities. And they have rigorous testing. That's really important, not only in their own labs, but they send it out to independent labs to test to make sure they're meeting their standards. So that is very important. And if they don't meet the standards, they do not use it. So it's a process. In your handouts, I will have a recipe in there for a tick repellent for both animals and humans. And I had a bigger dog, so I just made one for us both. And it works great. I would spray him in my legs, and I'm really, like I said, paranoid because I had Lyme's disease once. I would do that and also put on Young Living's insect repellent because I wanted to just make sure I'm really covered. And it makes a huge difference. I went out for walk in the woods with a friend who had a golden retriever, and so which would be covered with ticks every time. And so I sprayed his dog down, and he couldn't believe the difference. So that is a really good thing to make up, and it'll be in your handouts. And then I also have some fun things, citronella candle that you can make, and then some non-toxic weed killer for your yard and garden. And then you're taking your kids out to the beach or whatever, you want to have some healthy snacks. So Young Living has some good ones, but the one I really want to point out is this thing. I don't drink pop, but this is like a healthy alternative to pop and energy drinks. I love the flavor. My kids love the flavor. So check that one out because, pop just isn't good for you. It's high sugar, carbonated, so it's not good for you. And so this is a great healthy alternative. Okay, so let's have some little fun in the summer. So another drink that you might want, and you can make this alcoholic or non-alcoholic, but a poolside punch is 6 ounces of fruit punch and then 4 ounces of lemon lime soda or sparkling water. Now for me, I would use Ninja Red, which is a super antioxidant drink. I love it. It's very healthy for you. It supports your cardiovascular system, your exercise recovery, your eye health, your brain health. So it's just a powerhouse of nutrition. And I would use that in the sparkling water to make it healthier, because then you don't have your sugar, except for if you use 1 shot of vodka, there's some sugar in that. And then 1 to 2 drops of orange vitality. This is amazing. So if you're looking for some fun ideas for a party. This watermelon spritzer is great. It's just chilled watermelon, coconut water, and lime vitality. And you just put 1 drop in, that's all you need. And you puree it, and it's just a really refreshing drink. And watermelon is really good for cleansing your body. Tropical Paradise, coconut rum, shot of vodka. This one would probably put me under the table because I'm pretty because it has 2 shots. Pineapple juice and tangerine. Again, this would be great. You can also leave out the vodka and have a non-alcoholic version. It'd be a little bit kind of like a pina colada, not as fattening. Then like appetizers, think about like a berry honey yogurt dip. That would be pretty healthy. And so Capri salad with lemon basil vinaigrette, and that sound nice. So those are some, you could set up a little charcuterie board and have some fun things on there that are actually healthy, and nobody will complain because they really like it. And then if you want to have a cookout, black pepper turkey burgers are very healthy. I don't eat cheese, I would leave that off, but you know, if you don't have a problem with cheese, you know, you could put that on. And these extra flavors, I have found I love black pepper, adding that, it just punches everything up. And then I make hummus and just or guacamole and serve that. And I have found that if I just put 1, we're talking 1 drop, so very inexpensive, a lot less than seasonings of either orange vitality, lemon vitality, or lime, depending on what kind of flavor I want. But it is amazing how much that punches up the flavor. So experiment with that and have some fun. Rosemary oven baked fries, doesn't that sound good? And it's not fattening like, you know, deep fried fries. And then some desserts. Who doesn't like desserts? So this lemon sorbet is 2 cups water, 1.5 cups organic evaporated cane juice crystals. Now, for those of you who want to have a lower glycemic index, you might want to put in coconut sugar instead and try that. And then the lemon vitality of lemon juice. So you can make a little syrup. I will say the evaporated cane juice crystals make a better syrup, but experiment with it. So if you want to have a little less sugar, that's an alternative for you. And then this is a great one for kids or anybody, coconut lavender popsicles. And then it's just 1 tablespoon of honey in it. You have frozen blueberries, which are pretty much a low sugar fruit. So these are really easy to do and very healthy for you. One suggestion too, I'm going to go back a minute. I would recommend starting with just 1 drop of lavender. And so often I'll put a little bit of the coconut milk in a cup and then pour in 1 drop and taste that first, because lavender can have a strong taste. So it depends on, so I'd be careful with it, is what I'm saying. And if you put it in a little cup and you go overboard, then you just have a little bit of coconut milk you can toss out. So that'd be a good way to do it, but these are very good. Or if you don't like lavender, you can put any of the citrus oils in there. That would be wonderful. And strawberry mint popsicles, same idea. And so a little lower sugar in these. And cherry lime popsicles. So you can play with this, but notice we got a yogurt, we got a probiotic in there, we've got a fruit, we have a little bit of sugar. The lime vitality just really punches it up and gives it that nice little lime flavor too. And lemon berry yogurt popsicles, again, are very good. Now we've got to keep the kids entertained through the summer. And so here is, who doesn't like slime? So this is a recipe for summer slime. It's easy to make. and try to instead of borax, try Arm & Hammer baking, not baking soda, excuse me, Arm & Hammer washing soda. And I think that's a little better than borax in terms of health. So, but that's a fun one. Kids really like that. And then here's another thing. You can have your kids make lip balm, and we have to keep them entertained. We all know that in the summer. So this is a very healthy. Most lip balms that you buy in a store have a petrochemical in them. So simple to make your own. Just have little small tins, and kids could invite their friends over, and you could have an activity like this. And then lavender or grapefruit oil. Lavender is, very soothing to the lips. So depending on what they like more. And then you can even make bathtub crayons. So that's a really fun thing to do with kids. And you just need some silicone molds, and it's easy to do. You could put some oils in the bathtub crayons that are soothing to help them go to sleep more easily. So there's some ways you can kind of manipulate your kids to calm down, and that really helps. And then, I mean, most of us have experienced kids who are afraid of the monsters at night or under their bed, whatever. I was convinced when I was a little kid there was one in the closet. So, a neat technique, and it makes it smell. You notice that you put in oils like a blend called Stress Away Lavender or Sleepy Eyes because they're upset, so they don't want to go to sleep. But have them spray under their bed, spray their pillow, and it gives them a sense of power that they're doing something, and it's giving them some essential oils that helps calm them down and soothe them. So those are some basic things. The ones that I really recommend for summer is the insect repellent, both either one, the wipes or the bottle of insect repellent. I want you to make up a tick spray. Lyme's disease is a very serious disease. It's awful to get. I couldn't even get out of bed for a month, and I don't go out in the woods or even in. I think ticks are getting nastier. They seem to be coming out. I usually try and stick to paths, but I've been still getting noticing ticks are out. So I definitely use the insect repellent and the tick spray and the sunscreen and the after sun spray. So all of these are really good ways to do it. So if you're interested in any of these, I also want to show you how to get the best deal. It is very easy. And if you find you like the insect repellent or the tick spray or the sunscreen, share it with your friends, especially that Zing. Tell them there is a healthy alternative to pop. You can give this to your kids. It's hydrating. It does give you energy. I wouldn't probably drink it at night, but there's no artificial stimulants in there, and there's not sugar in there. There's only 35 calories, and it's got a super antioxidant fruit in there. So it's a very good, and it tastes wonderfully. So share what you know. So I want to thank you for being here. And one of the reasons why I choose Young Living is one, they're the only company that met my quality system. So I was really impressed with it. If I was still doing that training, I would use them as an example of what a good or excellent quality system looks like. And one of the things I like about them is they're 100% toxin free. They have the toughest standards on that I found in any company. They're 100% safe. They're infused with essential oil, and it's one-stop shopping. I can get my oral care, skincare, hair care, nutritional supplements, and household cleaning, all non-toxic, and save on shipping and the environment. The other thing I really been impressed with is, like I said, they have quality standards for every step of the manufacturing process, but they also measure customer service and continuous improvement. And they have a 5-year zero waste goal. So that's part of their quality system now, and they're measuring that they're meeting that. That's really important to get our waste down. It's really affecting climate change and our carbon footprint. And unless you're measuring it, a company isn't serious about it. So I was really impressed with that. And they do everything sustainably. So here's a quick way of how to get 24% discount if you're interested in then like the insect repellent, the sunscreen, maybe get some lavender oil, maybe some citronella oil, maybe some Mirror Shave cream since you're like me, maybe starting to shave again. So if you order products and you get what they call $100 of product value with your first order, you get a free gift and you get 24% off the whole year. The only thing you need to do to maintain it is order $50 of product within the year. So, the other way you can get 24% off is subscribe to save. You can put any item, and I change mine every month. You could add a bottle of lavender oil and have it come monthly. You could have it come every other month, even every 3 months. I get Ninja Red all the time, so I do that every 2 months. But you decide how often. And anytime you do that, as long as you're on it, anything, and I switch out because they have so many products, I just replace products that had toxic chemicals in my home with theirs. So I don't have to worry about it. So my shampoo or my toothpaste, whatever, so just put one on there. And you have 24% off forever, as long as you stay on that. And so, and you can determine how often, 1, 2, or 3 months you want to get it. And then that program also allows you to earn 10, 20, up to 25% credit towards free products. So that's a really good deal. The other thing you might want to look at is these are optional. You do not have to do them, but they have what they call starter bundles that are just wonderful deals. I really like this, the one, the Premier Starter Bundle. It has 12 essential oils, lavender's in there. Some of the citrus oils are in there so that you can make up some of your own products. And then they have a couple of samples of, or travel packs of the Ninja Red. They have hand sanitizer spray and a diffuser. So that is great. And if you look at this darling diffuser that looks like an owl, they also have called little oilers, which has great oils to help your kids calm down or if they have an upset tummy. And so think of those two as like a wellness kit instead of a medicine cabinet. It works really well. And CBD, they have an excellent quality CBD that you can trust. And then this one is great for greening your home in one fell swoop. So just some ideas. So if you're interested in health, one of the things that I do, I think people are better off making a plan and just, be practical about it. And I offer a free wellness coaching session. I'm a licensed stress management coach and wellness coach. And I think you're better off if you just make a plan and then do things step by step, that you'll be far more successful. So that is a gift to you for taking the time to be here. So take advantage of that. If you want more information, 6 steps to health and more health tips, go to fittolivetoday.com. I have a Facebook page, Fit to Live Today, and also a Facebook group that we do some education on, and I'm on Instagram. And if you're interested in ordering, you just go to myyl.com/practical health. I will put in a website, some suggestions that we talked about, so you don't, and I'll send that link to you. If you have any questions and you want the coaching, just contact me, Linda Simon, at info@fittolivetoday.com or call 651-336-4596. Or you can also call Deborah Vaughn, and this is her email, ts_Deborah@hotmail.com, or call 763-647-8936. And you'll get a lot of additional handouts and recipes. So make sure that I do have your email. So I want to thank everybody for being here, and feel free to call me and contact me with any questions that you have. Have a great evening.